Hey, what's up, everyone? It is Friday, the 19th of August. Hope everyone's having a lovely day. There's someone. Sorry, I just saw someone over the street open the curtains. They looked half naked. uh, which I am sat here just completely topless, recording this podcast. Um, but yeah, sorry. I woke up today and after being so used to lovely summer's days, woke up to this kind of blanketed grey sky, which, if anyone knows what it's like to live in the north of England, would be so freaking used to that it's just depressing. I'd say about 350 days. I'd say about 210 days a year are just covered by this blanketed grey cloud, not rainy cloud, and just thick grey cloud that's not going to rain, but it's just not going to let any sunshine through. It's just kind of grey, dreary, just a mess. And after all the good I've been saying about how nice this summer's been, it's a stark reminder of kind of what's coming up in the next 7 months until I go away traveling in April. It's going to be like, once summer's over, it's going to be like this just the whole time. Sorry. It's still early. I got my exercises in today. But yeah, I'm excited to go traveling, and I'm just determined. I'm pretty determined. Well, do you know what? I am determined that I'm not going to live in the northeast of England within the next few years. Hopefully England for that matter. I remember I did 3 years of university doing digital film production, and I went to the University of Sunderland, and the first year I had to commute from where I live in Whitley Bay to Sunderland every day, and it was an hour and a half each way via a metro system. So it's 3 hours of travelling a day in the kind of cold, murky, rainy, industrial northern, through the northern towns and cities of the northeast England, which wasn't exactly enticing. The second year, I did a study abroad year, and I went to study in Murfreesboro, which is near Nashville in Tennessee. And I studied at a college called Middle Tennessee State University, and had the year of my life. It was sunny, I'd say 300 days of the year. I think we had in January there was one freak 2 weeks of super snowstorms, but then after that it was just warm all the time. Warm, usually sunny. If it wasn't sunny, it was kind of tornado weather, so there was a bit more excitement there. Quite a few tornadoes touched down around us. It was just a great time. I was 19, in shape, living off the bank of mum and dad, and kind of with the whole world ahead of me. Everyone, because you're English over there, everyone kind of knows your name, and kind of as soon as you start speaking, you're interested in Americans. Whereas, so I figured out there's a better life somewhere else. For me personally, weather has such a huge impact on kind of my mood and my drive and my positivity, and especially when you couple that with kind of being the guy from out of town, so to speak. It's a great mindset to be in, to kind of be positive and kind of enjoy new experiences. So the third year I came back to university, and it was the same thing: the commute, the grey drizzle, the just complete misery that I just kind of thought that I spent the last 4 years kind of going back and forth from the place that I was studying. And so now I'm going in April I'm going to Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, doing a tour of there, and then hopefully going down to Australia and New Zealand, and get a year's working visa and just kind of try and figure it out, see if I like Australia as much as I like the south of the US. And if I do, I'd hope to try and get figure out some way of staying over there and starting something, Just know, if you're an Englishman or if you live this north, say if you're in the Canadian or I don't know, Norwegian or Swedish or whatever, and you are also just someone who hates that constant grey weather, because I'm sure it's a thing around the world, when you're this high up on Earth, on the latitude scale. Just know that there is a better life out there. If you move towards the equator, it is a completely different experience, and something that personally I much prefer and would like to. I don't see myself settling down here. I don't feel settled or at home really. At my home, I don't feel at home. I felt more at home in the south of the US. Tennessee was just beautiful. But I think I'm hoping Australia has that same kind of thing. I've spoke to a few friends who've stayed out there. I spoke to one of my friends from Tennessee who stayed there, did a study abroad there, and now that's his favorite place. That was his home from home for a little while. So I've got high hopes, and I'm quite excited to get over there. But that's still a while away. It's a lot of saving money away. But it's something that's my kind of near future goals that I've set myself so far, along with getting in shape and I don't know, generally sorting myself out. Finance, fitness, and is there another F I can think of? Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. I'd say finance, fitness, and I can't think of another F. F word. Something that just kind of describes just general drive, I mean, the fact that I'm up at 5:30 most mornings to kind of get my workout in, and then I've started my day and I stay awake all the way through till, well, let's hope so today as well, 'cause, all the way through till 10 o'clock or so. I've kind of cut drinking out because I'm fasting between 6 p.m. and 10 a.m. That I kind of, if you drink, that's kind of, it's 8-9 o'clock time that I've just, I'm not doing anymore. I was out last night with friends, but I was just on the Diet Coke, being the boring bugger as they were, having the beer and whatnot. The beer. How old am I, really? You having the beer there? Yeah, so just trying to kind of slowly figure things out. I've realised it's been over a month that I've been doing this podcast, which it hasn't felt like at all. But it's quite cool. Again, this is something that keeps me ticking over. I would eventually love to have a kind of a career or something in see, I don't know what career it is, but I know people who have that career, those kind of podcasty people, those people who get to freely share their opinion and people know what their opinion is. And I'd love to have that career where people are waiting to find out what your take on what current events is, and I guess maybe a YouTube career, or whether it's a podcasting career, or I don't know, but like just getting my opinion out there is actually really quite a therapeutic thing for me, because otherwise I'm usually quite frustrated at just a lot of stuff that I'm hearing. I'm quite against feminism. I'm quite there's just I don't know. I think in my kind of early 20s, between 20 and now, I've become a lot more right wing. I'm not like completely right wing or anything, but just in my ideas of just kind of realizing what the world is and becoming a lot more realistic on my ideals. I'm probably more centre right. I used to feel like I was quite centre left, but I think I've just switched a little bit to just to realistic things. Maybe the extreme left ideals have knocked me so far off that I've kind of moved to centre right, kind of standing on my political ideas. Yeah, I don't know. Because it's in the end, really, we're just all in a rock spinning around a big gas cloud, and we're all going to die. So really, just make the most of the time that you got and stop worrying about. If you're a girl, stop whinging that life isn't fair, that life's hard. Do you know what? It's hard for everyone. Don't tell me your shit sandwich tastes worse than mine. Just why can't people just get on with things? Look at the Olympics. You see these refugees who are winning golds. Do you hear them on the podium whinging about everything? No, they just get on with things and win a gold and go back to their camps. Go back to their Turkish Greek camps with a gold medal that they can sell for some friggin' beans and rice, so they can feed their family of 5 kids at 24. No. Did you see that video of the little refugee boy in the ambulance? It's pretty tragic. Yeah. What a way to bring the podcast down within seconds. Those Syrian airstrikes, by the way, I'm in kind of two minds about them. I was watching probably the best TV documentary I think I've ever watched, which was the new Ross Kemp documentary on Syria. And ISIS, Ross Kemp against ISIS or something like that. If you haven't seen it, friggin' watch it. It's absolutely intense. But he was saying that the kind of rebel fighters were working alongside. Hold on, I'm gonna yawn. It's because I've not had food yet. I've still got a couple of hours to go. He was working along. He was saying that the rebel fighters were working alongside, like the Western armies, like the US and the UK, to really clear out ISIS-held towns in Syria and in somewhere else, Iraq maybe. It's been a while since I've seen it. But like those airstrikes were really helping the rebel fighters really break down the ISIS. So what these ISIS forces are coming into these villages, killing everyone who isn't Islamic or Muslim, I guess. Killing any Christians, any Jews, and apparently there's different types of Muslims within the Muslim faith, the Islamic faith, and anyone who doesn't agree with their type get lined up and shot and put in a ditch somewhere. So what's happening is these families are just kind of kept under lock and key, under curfew with ISIS there. So there are civilians in these ISIS towns, ISIS-held towns, that are getting airstriken, which is tragic. But I don't know. Like it looks like these airstrikes are actually doing good to kind of progress the downfall of ISIS. But is that war only being fought there? Is my question. Is it only being fought in Syria? Well, no, because they're coming to France and they'll be here in the UK shooting something up soon enough. You know? Yeah, you're pushing them back on these. I don't know. I guess it's the right thing to do is to strike, um, to eradicate as much as you can in Syria. But with those casualties, those like if you see the kids, what's that kid going to grow up like and think of the US that have just bombed, probably killed his whole family, and he's just escaped alive. He had a hole in his head. What's he gonna think? Yeah, he's cute now. Wait till he's my age. You know? I don't know. I'm rambling about this. I, okay. Point one. I don't think ISIS is as big um as they claim to be. Every time there's a terrorist attack, they're like, "Oh yeah, we did that. We did that. Oh yeah. Oh, we know that guy. Yeah, we did it. Did you?" Um, Point two. Just because they're not that big, um, they might be big. Um, you never know. They might be huge. I don't know. I've rambled on too long here. Maybe I guess I encourage people to comment on this one. Maybe help me out here. Is ISIS a threat or is it not? But in like think about it in is it a legit threat like or is it just a news scaremongering tactic type of thing? I'm not sure. I guess there's two ways to think about it. But that poor little boy, and then the kid that was washed up at sea as well. It's just absolutely tragic. It's like horrifying images, and terrible. But I still don't really like the ideas of bringing refugees in. I don't know. Help me out. Help me out in the comments, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thanks very much. Bye bye. Thanks very much. Bye bye. Thanks very much. Bye bye.